Right, for now, next time you hear my voice will be at 6:30 for the evening news right here on DBS. 30-second quick stop before we head over to the news.
Listen to Legal Affairs and You at 8 o'clock this evening on national broadcaster DBS Radio. Former Attorney General Anthony Laron will speak on the topic electoral reform. Learn more about the electoral reform process on the program brought to listeners by the Ministry of National Security and Legal Affairs. Tune in at 8 this evening. Know your rights, know the law, know your responsibility.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, a review of Dominica's minimum wage is set for this year. In the news from the region, Jamaica's Firearms Act to be amended to allow for plea negotiations. And internationally, U.S. President Donald Trump announces a plan for reciprocal tariffs on U.S. trading partners. The details of these stories and more coming up next.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Turn your TV on. Listen to DBS on Digicel TV Channel 50 and Flow TV Channel 951.
DBS News.
And welcome back. Dominica's minimum wage is to be reviewed this year. Minister responsible for legal affairs, Reuben Blackmore, says governments will pay attention to the minimum wage to ensure that the way of life of ordinary Dominicans is improved.
The last time we adjusted the minimum wage, I was a minister then, and it was $7.50 and 49 cents for cash, etc. And then we need to work with the private sector with a view to ensure that the minimum wage can be increased. The Labour Party administration thus far twice adjusted the minimum wage. I happen to have been a minister on both occasions. But the Labour Party, as you heard from the Prime Minister, you heard from the Minister for Finance in the last budget presentation, that is one of the intentions of the government, to engage the private sector and the other people who are employers with the view of re-looking at the minimum wage. Because we have to find a way to help our people. But what we can do is to look at how can we create some further relief for people by increasing the minimum wage and other. As I've heard, I said it's something that is on the table to consult with the private sector, as I heard from the Prime Minister. But the Labour Party government has always been for improving the working condition of the ordinary people of this country. And it's the only party that has been addressing the issue of the minimum wage more than once.
And that was the Minister for Legal Affairs, Reuben Blackmore. Ms. Dominica Hopeful, Mayor Francis is now better positioned to journey to the throne after securing sponsorship from the Dominican for the Dominica National Lottery. Branch manager of the Dominica National Lottery, Aronia Stedman James, says this sponsorship reaffirms the company's commitment to supporting culture in Dominica.
The Dominica National Lottery and the Dominica Lotteries Commission for over 3 decades continues to support sports, culture in Dominica, and today is just a testimony of that. We have been especially elated to be part of the Miss Dominica Carnival pageant for the 3rd consecutive year. This year is different for us. Why? It is closer to our hearts as Mia is part of our team, serving as a draw hostess. Mia brings to you your daily lottery games results. For us, this sponsorship of Mia is one ensuring that she pursues her dreams and goals as she vies for the title of Miss Dominica 2025.
And that was branch manager of the Dominica National Lottery, Aronia Stedman James. Mia Francis is now Miss Blast Mystery Progressive. Meantime, contestant number 4, Aliyah Jajak, and contestant number 5, Ruthann Henderson, were co-sponsored by National Bank of Dominica and Discover Dominica Authority.
We are committed to integrating best practices that ensure our actions benefit both our environment and our society. Supporting these two extraordinary young women is a clear reflection of this commitment, and their platforms align seamlessly with our values. In recognition of their efforts and to further support them on their journey, MBD is proud to contribute to each contestant with financial support of $7,000 each. This contribution is not only a testament to our belief in their platforms, but also a reflection of our role as your partner, your bank, committed to supporting our community and helping to nurture the leaders of tomorrow.
Marketing and Corporate Communications Manager at the National Bank of Dominica, Michelle Joseph. The other contestant who received sponsorship was Tanisha Balson, Miss Central Cooperative Credit Union Limited. A new event designed to boost economic activity in the Roseau North constituency is set to take place this weekend. The three-day event, dubbed Love Town, aims to create a marketplace for micro-businesses to showcase their products in celebration of Valentine's Day. Ashma McDougall, the owner of Grazed by Ash, is the organizer of the Love Town event.
We are so thrilled to present the ultimate Valentine's Village, Love Town. Love Town is a concept that really materialized from my own travels. Too often we travel and we fall in love with, a lot that the world has to offer, forgetting that we have so much opportunities right here in Dominica to replicate and do even better. And so as an event planner, I saw an opportunity to fill a gap in the event space while also transforming underutilized locations like the Goodwill Park in Dominica. Because events like these do not only provide micro businesses with greater exposure, but it also creates meaningful experiences for people to enjoy right at home. So Love Town promises to be a vibrant marketplace filled with micro businesses who will be offering delicious Valentine's themed treats, and as well floral gifts, beauty products, entertainment, fun, and much more. Additionally, Love Town will also feature one of the best artists in Dominica, Shadrach Burton, who will be hosting a sip and paint session each night between 6 and 8 p.m. So patrons are welcome to engage in buying tickets for the sip and paint activity in advance, or just engaging with the session upon arrival. Love Town is going to be more than just a market. It will be an experience. So whether you're shopping for a Valentine's Day gift, or you want to just enjoy live entertainment or indulge in something different.
And that was the owner of Grazed by Ash and organizer of the Love Town event, Ashma McDougall. Triple K International would take to the stage this weekend in Guadeloupe to commemorate the band's Silver Jubilee. A major concert dubbed the TK Concert will bring together a number of Booyah icons on Saturday in celebration of the band's 25th anniversary. Band leader of Triple K International, Ken Delora, was speaking on the Curl Heartbeat program on DBS Radio.
This Saturday night will be Triple K and Friends. Just to give you a hint or a heads up of the friends, we have Rio on Body Force. Yeah. We have the icons of Booyah music, so we have Derek Rapiters, Clint, Nai, Deli, Little Man. Yes. So it's friends of TK will come on stage, do songs they have with us, and also their hit songs. We also have Little Boy. We have Adai.
Adai, yes.
Yes. Almost like history repeating itself. We have Triple K in Guadeloupe for soul. Persons from Guadeloupe are sending me newspaper clips, billboards, and the amount of places that they're seeing.
Promotion, there's a hype.
Band leader for Triple K International, Ken Delora. Meantime, members of the Triple K International Band support the call for Booyah music to be featured on all carnivals across the world.
Obviously, that'd be wonderful. I think all of us want that. But obviously, we have other masses to fight. We have to fight with Trinidad Carnival, Brazil, and all these big carnivals. But I believe it only starts with a spark, and if we start that spark now, then we could get that big flame going later down in the future. And I believe Dominica is at a point where we are definitely on that path to making that happen. Because coming from COVID, I don't know if COVID was a reset. But Booyah music from COVID to now has just propelled.
Yes.
And Booyah is played on every radio station across the world.
One of the things too I see that can happen that would really help with that is when we advertise it. For example, I remember Miami Carnival. Triple K was on a float on a truck, And on that truck had Asa, it had Malcolm Vex, it had Trilogy. And Rio. And the fact that they see, so basically you take one band, but you take a bunch of your several artists. Vocalists. And when people saw that, I was watching all the different t-shirts and costumes from other band that was in our band just because of that. So this is probably one of the ways.
A major
marketing.
Triple K International band leader Kendall Laura, and before him was the Triple K International's lead vocalist Wayne Benjamin, speaking on the Krill Heartbeat program. And as several preschools across the island entered the doors of national broadcaster DBS Radio today to observe the operations of the radio station. This formed a part of activities to commemorate World Radio Day today. DBS News was able to capture some of the voices of the students from the Good News Preschool located in the Kalinago territory. And that was some of the voices of the students from the Good News Preschool located in the Kalinago territory, giving you that good energy. And in the featured segment of the DBS Evening News, we shine a spotlight on a talented painter from the community of Girardel. Marshall Mark has initiated a project to paint several buildings in Roseau. He explains that although he had previously distanced himself from the painting, the COVID-19 pandemic pushed him to pursue his true passion for painting. Here now is the feature story of Marshall Mark.
Art has always been a part of my life from since the age of 4. It has been somebody that's been scribbling and drawing things, knowing from my family as a child. They always know me as a hobbyist or somebody that could always draw something for them, do something artistic for them. So I've always been known for doing art. But it never gets so serious to me until during the pandemic time, that's during 2020. Other than that, I've always been something secondary in and out, because in my younger life, from age of 19, I was a preacher in my church. Most of my expression coming through writing and through my artistic talents. And through 2016 and through the pandemic time, it does get a little more serious, and I just take art more a little more serious after for a while. But those ideas of painting the buildings in Roseau, because I have raised up in Roseau, and I remember growing up in Roseau with my friends. We used to play sec, we used to ride on our scooters. So that just invigorated me to really do the thing I wanted to do when I was younger, and I never take the courage to do it. And right now, as I'm a little older, I just take the time and the courage and the patience to really tackle these projects I wanted to do when I was younger, instead of putting them on the back burner and saying, like, when I get more time and when I have more money, I just reckon I don't have much, but I work in what I have. Right now, I become a little more wiser, more patient with myself and the artistic side of myself to uncover it one layer at a time. So that is part of the project I wanted to do because of me growing up in Roseau, and because I know most of the buildings, they may go into reconstruction. That's kind of why I just take the drive and that passion to really do that type of thing. Hopefully, if I get potential buyers for the art, then they can be sold. But if they could be even safeguarded in the museum, it would be something meaningful to me, because it's kind of what I'm doing, preserving some of the traditional architecture and infrastructure of Dominica, you know. That's why I would like to research more the builders that did it. I like to know more of when it was built. I like to know who was the owner, who is the construction crew. I like to know, like, also what style of building. If it's French, it's British, it's modern, and that is kind of where my mind is. And just putting those type of buildings laid across the sides of the new infrastructure, it will be something meaningful, because most of Roseau is beginning to change slowly. And how it was before, I kind of see it will be different for the next couple of years, you know.
And that was Marshall Mark, our feature for this evening's news, taking us to the end of this evening's national focus. Up next is news from the region and international.
Yo, what's up? Baby, let's go! Turn your TV on. Listen to DBS on Digicel TV Channel 50 and Flow TV Channel 951.
DBS News.
And now news from the region. Upgrades to Jamaica's Firearms Act are amongst the top legislative priorities for the Jamaican government in the upcoming fiscal year, which begins on April 1. The Firearms Act took effect in November 2022, providing harsher punishments for gun-related crimes. Custos of Kingston, Stedman Fuller, in delivering the annual throne speech in Parliament today on behalf of the Governor-General, said the upgrades will include a framework for plea negotiations with accused persons. Fuller said this is as a result of the effectiveness of the mandatory minimum sentence stipulated for some convictions. Internationally, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a new reciprocal tariff policy and says America's allies are worse than their enemies when it comes to import taxes. The tit-for-tat tariffs, which apply to all U.S. trading partners, are the latest in a series of tariffs measures the Trump administration has announced. No starting date for the tariffs have been confirmed, and Trump has previously used the threat of tariffs as a negotiation tactic. The announcement comes as Trump is scheduled to meet with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Meantime, Trump has signaled out India, saying India charges more tariffs than any other country. This brings us to the end of this evening's news. Up next is sports.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
And welcome to your evening sports report for today, February 13th. First off, we bowl off with some cricket news as a career best knock from Dominica's Gian Benjamin as the Windward Islands Volcanoes fought back on day 2 of their CWI Regional 4-day matchup with the combined colleges and campuses at Windsor Park. The Windwards were in trouble, staring down the barrel of another poor total with the bat until Benjamin, Ryan John and Kenneth Demba led the fight back. Recapping the day, 2 scores. The CCC were bowled out for 216. Damel Eveling got 53. Johan Jeremiah got 40. And Daryl Cyrus took 5 for 71. And Kenneth Demba 3 for 68. The Windwards, in their turn at the crease, were under pressure at 80 for 6 before Benjamin and led the recovery with the lower order. He hit a career best 49. Kenneth Demba got 40 not out and Ryan John 23 as the Volcanoes reached 232 for 8 at stumps. Hakeem Jordan bagged 4 for 49 for the CCC. Here now is Lava Man of the day as Gian Benjamin.
Yeah, obviously it's a very good feeling. I'm happy for like to say, I didn't get to the scores that I wanted to, but I'm happy that I came and get it on my home ground. Unfortunately, I didn't get the half century, but it's just good to be among runs.
Would we say that you're disappointed not to get that half century your first at this level?
Yeah, very, very disappointed. I don't know how to express myself, but as you know, that's how the game goes. Sometimes we get disappointments, but we just have to look forward to tomorrow.
All right, now that partnership with you and Ryan was very critical for the team's performance currently. When you went out to bat with the team on the spot of border, knowing that you have been having some struggles thus far, tell us a little bit about your mindset heading out to bat.
Yeah, that partnership with myself and Ryan, I think it was a very crucial one, given that the situation the team was in. I think we communicated well together in the crease. We were having a lot of discussions in terms of what the bowlers are looking to do and what we're looking to do and how we're looking to set our targets, and we break it down very simple, and I think it worked out well for us.
Right, the two with a slender lead, about 16 runs thereabout, at the position that the Volcanoes were in after the first over, would you say that the Volcanoes have won day 2?
Yeah, definitely. I think getting first innings points or winning the first innings, obviously, that will be a win for us. We're batting still, so obviously we're looking to come tomorrow and look to get as much lead as possible and then bowl them up.
And that was Windward Islands wicket-keeper batter Gian Benjamin. Combined colleges and campuses head coach Pedro Collins says his team didn't make advantage or take advantage of the opportunities.
Yeah, I thought that we did pretty good this morning. I thought that we had them 100 and about six, and obviously in cricket partnerships are built, and we needed the spinners actually to come up, but the spinners was a bit off today for us, and we let them slip. But saying that, we have 2 wickets to get, and I think that, tomorrow that's our main focus, to get those 2 guys out and then, get those runs off and start to give them a lead.
All right, you mentioned that the spinners were a bit off. I saw that highlights how impressive Akeem Jordan was today. 4 for 49, his figures. Your thoughts on his bowling display?
Yeah, Akeem been a leader for a time. He was a part of the system, and he's been stepping up to the plate. He's bowling well. He's got good control, and he's been one that take the lead and have the other youngsters underneath his belt. But I expect good things for him for the rest of the season. I thought that Grace bowled really well to the off-feet. He actually, created a lot of chances and stuff and had the guys under pressure. Apparently, we didn't really sustain that pressure throughout the day, and the guys got away. I thought that, Gian and those guys batted pretty well, but I thought they got away. We dropped a few easy chances, about 3 or 4 today, and that's been our downfall for the beginning of the season. Dropping some catches and then guys going to make a base score. So, if we take our chances, it'll make life, easier for us.
All right, second innings will be coming up. Based on how the first innings went, what sort of adjustments do you think you'll probably need to make on the surface?
I think the surface hold up pretty well, better than I thought. There's no really big cracks in the surface, so all we need to do is put on our heads and bat properly, build partnerships, and let the bat out the day, especially tomorrow will be very, very important for us to bat the entire day. And once we do that, I know we're going to have a big lead, and then, we decide what we're going to do in terms of declaration or continue to bat.
And that was Combined Colleges and Campuses head coach Pedro Collins. The scores heading into day 3, CCC 216 and the Windwards 232 for 8. The Windwards are leading by 16 runs. In other matches, Jason Mohammed hit an unbeaten double century to put Trinidad in the driver's seat in their matchup with the Leeward Islands Hurricanes in St. Kitts. Mohammed hit 204 not out as Trinidad declared on 529 for 5. Joshua De Silva got 152 and Amir Django 60. Raheem Cornwall took 3 for 127 for the Leewards. The Leewards reached 45 for 0 at stumps, still trailing by 484 runs. And Jonathan Drakes got a century for Barbados to give them the upper hand on day 2 of their match with the Jamaican Scorpions. Barbados were bowled out for 293. Drakes hit 108, Lenlenico Boucher 55, Brad Barnes picked up 6 for 94 for Jamaica. Jamaica reached 26 for 1 at stumps on day 2. Scores in that match, Jamaica 231 and 26 for 1, Barbados 293. And rain has forced a delay in the start in the day-night match between Guyana Harpy Eagles and the West Indies Academy. Guyana were 87 for 4 overnight. Into some football action here. The men's national under-17 football team suffered their 4th defeat to end the campaign in the CONCACAF Under-17 World Cup qualifiers in Mexico without a win. Dominica went down by 3 goals to Nicaragua this afternoon in the final match. Dominica lost the match 4-1 to end their run in the World Cup qualifiers with a 7-0 defeat to Belize and an 8-0 defeat to Mexico and a 1-0 to Barbados and a 4-1 loss to Nicaragua. Still in some football action, Castle Bruce Secondary School are through to the division finals of the 13 and under division in sports divisions secondary schools football competition. They did so after getting past the St. Mary's Academy by 3 goals to 0 in the playoff match at the DFA Stock Farm Training Center this afternoon. Roxanne Coppell got a brace and Malachi Joseph won for Castle Bruce Secondary School. Castle Bruce Secondary School will come up against Portsmouth Secondary School in the finals. The match in Newtown between Dominica Grammar School and Isaiah Thomas Secondary School was called off. National footballers Ode Laville, the Mario Challenger, Zion Emmanuel, Eustace Marshall and Donna Najavier are amongst 30 All-Stars set to feature tonight in the DA Next Level Sports Corporate Futsal All-Star match tonight at the Massac Indoor Facility. The match forms part of activities for the closing ceremony of the league. 30 of the tournament's top players have been selected to play tonight and to be part of the training squad for the Nature Island futsal team. The competition was won by Detroit Tires Inc. back in January. In total, 5 players from Detroit's made the All-Star team, as they are Odell Laville, Kimon John Baptist, Demario Challenger, Lester Langley, and Delani Alexander. The other players selected are Mondale Anthony, Michael Badwill, Philip Matthew, and Richel Roberts of Boy Barbershop, Mosiah Mitchell from Fort Young, Chad Phillip and Eustace Phillip from Jollis Pharmacy, and Denzel Loda of Miles and Smiles, Zion Emmanuel, Yannick George, Byron Dover from Mitsubishi Motors, Eustace Marshall of One Pot, and from Oyo Wholesales, Odell Francis. Representing Petro Caribe, Devon St. Augustine, Donan Javier, Kyle Del Sol, Shannon Stout, Erskine Williams, and Darren Wade. From the police, Daniel Ormond, and from Republic Bank, Monsell James and Gerard Parker. Representing Springfield Trading is Raheem Laurent, and from Sticky Chill Spot, Shamia Dangoben. The activities get underway from 7 p.m. This brings us to the end of this evening's news and sports. A special thanks to the DBS News and Sports team and Link personnel, DJ Halo Boy.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening and welcome to the evening edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. We begin with the evening edition of the DBS Radio Deaf Announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the 13th day of February 2025. We announce the death of Mrs. Francilia Nicholas, better known as Auntie Fee of Scott's Head. She died on Monday, the 16th of December 2024 at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. She was the mother of Mariana Nicholas and 2 sons, Marcellus and Francis Nicholas. She will also be remembered by her granddaughter, Charlene John Lewis, her grandsons, Levi, Leon, and Lucien, her sister, Mary Lewis, her brother, Eldred Andrew, nephews, Julian, David, Jerry, Lloyd, Hudson, and Michael or Michelle, nieces, Jean, Celia, Patricia, Gloria, Christina, Francesca, Cynthia, Maria, Julie, and Roselia. Grandnieces, Brianna, Ayodel, and Emmanuel. Grandnephews, Nathan, Joel, Grayson, Jeron, and Travis. Cousins, Veronica, Antonia, George, Catherine, Cyrilla, Bernard, Romancia, and Felix. Sisters-in-law, Judith and Josephine. Brother-in-law, Oscar. Close friends, Peter, Donna, Daniel, George Antoine, Nurse Germaine, and Mrs. Heather Evans. The Andrew, Nicholas, Javier, Eunice, Peter, Gregoire, Paquette, and Seraphine families both here and abroad, and other names too numerous to mention, and the communities of Scott's Head, Soufriere, and Galion. The body of the late Mrs. Francilia Nicholas, better known as Auntie Fee of Scott's Head, will be transported from Lyndhurst Funeral Home for viewing from 2:30 p.m. on Friday, the 14th of February, at the Soufriere Catholic Church. The funeral mass takes place at 3 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Soufriere Catholic Cemetery. We announce the death of Brenda Lee, age 46, of Layu. She died on Tuesday, the 21st of January 2025. She was the daughter of Maria Lee and Philbert Lee. She will also be remembered by her brother, Herbert Lee, who resides in St. Thomas. Close friends, including Deborah, Marlene, Hannah Luke, Janelle, and Dr. Fanny Pay, Kazo in England, and other friends and relatives, names too numerous to mention. The funeral mass and burial of the late Brenda Lee of Layu Village will take place on Monday, the 17th of February at 11 a.m. at the Layu Park. The management and staff of DBS Radio, the nation station, extends deepest condolences to all bereaved.
And now, your Community Bulletin Board.
We now present to you this evening's edition of the general announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. Dominic wishes to advise the public that its Roseau and Portsmouth offices will be closed from 12 noon on Friday, the 14th of February, to facilitate staff participation in a scheduled activity. Normal operations will resume at 7:45 a.m. the following Monday for each location. Dominic thanks you for your understanding. The WASCO informs customers in Mayrow, London Road and Cuba Road that their water supply will be interrupted from 8 p.m. tonight, Thursday, 13th February, to 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, Friday, 14th February, for the purpose of carrying out system maintenance. The WASCO sincerely apologizes for this interruption and regrets any inconvenience that may arise as a result. The WASCO thanks customers and the general public for your cooperation and understanding in this matter. The WASCO informs customers in Grand Fond that their water supply will be interrupted on Friday, the 14th of February, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. for the purpose of carrying out system maintenance. The WASCO regrets any inconvenience which may be caused and thanks customers for their cooperation and understanding. Applications are invited from suitably qualified persons to fill the position of messenger at the Marigot Cooperative Credit Union Limited. The messenger securely delivers packages, documents, written and verbal messages, and other items to its intended location or recipients in a timely manner. Summary of the position. The primary duties and requirements of the messenger are as follows: collect, pick up and deliver mail and other materials as required to and from other institutions in Roseau and vicinities, maintain a logbook provided by the society, deliver documents to and from the society's office, deliver correspondence and reports to volunteers for meeting, must maintain a properly functioning vehicle at all times on the job, must maintain fully covered insurance and coverage and license on the vehicle at all times. Minimum qualifications, experience, minimum of a high school diploma or equivalent, 2 years work experience as a driver plus safe driving record, valid Class C driver's license. Knowledge, skills and abilities. Knowledge of driving rules and regulations and skills in minor vehicle repairs and a safe driving course will be an added advantage. Ability to follow instructions. Ability to lift and carry heavy mail bags and boxes. Ability to work in a polite, courteous and cooperative manner. Deadline for applications is Tuesday, 18th February 2025. For further information, contact the office at 445-7155, 445-7166, or 285-6545. The public is informed of road closure for blasting operations at the terminal area at the western part of Wesley on Friday, the 14th of February, between 2:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Please be guided accordingly. The Geothermal Power Company of Dominica 2023 Limited, GPCD, would like to inform motorists, residents and other road users in the Roseau Valley that oversized equipment will be transported from the Woodbridge Bay Port to Loda beginning today, Thursday, 13th February, and for approximately 1 week. Please be guided accordingly and exercise caution during this move. The Geothermal Power Company of Dominica apologizes for any inconvenience which may be caused during this movement. We've come to the end of the general announcements on the Community Bulletin Board. Here now are some What's On for you.
The Dominica Calypso Association announces the availability of the second tier of early bird general admissions to the